On the review, I'm gonna talk about something that disturbs me. I say that a lot, but this is really disturbing to me, as what I'm about to talk about directly deals with me and my pastimes, video games. Why am I talking about this? The World Health Organization has suggested that video game addiction needs to be a mental disorder. When it comes to these sort of things, I hate vagueness. And that's the problem that we run into here. Vagueness. There are three diagnoses needed to diagnose someone with this. 1. Lack of control of how long they play. 2. The person does not stop gaming despite the negative consequences in their life. Perhaps they're not doing well at their job, or they're missing out on school, less interaction with friends, or less interaction in general. The third diagnosis is the straining of relationships in life. In 2016, a few people wrote a letter to the people of the World Health Organization against adding a video game addiction mental disorder to the list of disorders every year, also known as the DSM, saying that there was poor evidence and not a medical consensus, but infighting on this topic. Those people wrote, the act of formalizing this disorder, even as a proposal, has, in my opinion, that is nothing. I play 20 plus hours, maybe 30 plus hours a week of games. And because it's fun, negative effects all around the board. We're talking from a scientific and medical point of view, to a public health point of view, a societal point of view, and a human rights point of view. An article from BBC had a person that said that they're addicted to video games because they play 20 plus hours a week of games on their computer. If you think about it, that is 2 to 3 hours a day playing video games that you'll eventually reach 20 plus hours a week playing video games. Compare that to South Korea, which some people have played over 88 hours a week playing video games. Now that is excessive, unless you're a professional gamer or you're into esports. Or maybe this is like World of Warcraft, in which you and a couple people have to complete a dungeon. As far as strained relationships go, in my circumstances, me and a couple of my friends have made bonds stronger due to us playing video games. I honestly believe that family members can improve their interaction with their kids and improve their relationships by playing video games. People play video games sometimes to relieve stress, to get it away from their stressful situations. Like they're not doing well in school or not doing well at their job, just to take a break from it all. Don't we all need a little break every so often? Compared to other forms of media, video games have been blamed for more things than movies and TV combined. Also, music. There was an era in which movies, TV, and music were being practically assaulted by politicians at one point. But we don't talk about those times in the 90s. We don't. Well, it might not all be entirely video games. Games in general have been blamed for a lot of stuff. Like, for example, in the 1980s, Dungeons and Dragons had a mass appeal to the youth. But the church was saying that it was a recruitment device for Satan. The 90s. But Jake, you said that we don't talk about the 90s. I am going to break that rule just once to show you an example. With Hillary Clinton being dumb as usual. With her saying that video games lower IQ scores, clearly she hasn't heard of educational games. And also, WHO, or the World Health Organization, hasn't either. 2000s, Glenn Beck said that if you play video games or GTA, that you'll end up treating your women like whores. What? Where did that come from? Then the 2010s, where I can think of 3 things that gamers have been called. Racist and sexist? Check. Shooters? Check. And now addicts. We'll have to leave that one blank because the World Health Organization hasn't yet released a video game addiction mental disorder. But you're gonna waste your life playing those games. Who let the old man from the back? Like I said, some people have gone on to find professional gaming careers and even esports careers, which have been very high paying. And also, bonding moments, relationships, like I've said before, those don't sound like wasted moments. Those sound like cherished moments. Daryl mentioned a case in which one dude actually killed the girl because of video games. Well, I will say that it is not impossible. It is so rare and few that you can't generalize a whole group of people based off of one example. That's one thing politicians will have to learn to do in time. Until then, we can only pray that a video game addiction mental disorder along these lines won't exist. Until then, my name is Jake Masterson with the review. I would like to know your opinion in the comments down below, and I will see you next time.